Hi everyone, how are you today? I hope you are having a good day or had a good day so far. For those of you who have a birthday today, happy birthday. And like I said, if you're starting the day out for your birthday, I hope you have a good one. And if it's the end of the day, I hope you had a good one. Today, we are working with this creature here. Do you know what mammal this is? This is a what? Who knows? The three-letter word in the English language is called starts with a B, a bat. So we're going to be reading about a bat. And her name is Stellaluna. So Stellaluna is written by Janelle and she has also illustrated it. In a warm and sultry forest far, far away, there once lived a mother fruit bat and her new baby. Oh, how Mother Bat loved her soft, tiny baby. "I'll name you Stellaluna," she crooned. Each night, Mother Bat would carry Stellaluna clutched to her breast as she flew out to search for food. One night, as Mother Bat followed the heavy scent of ripe fruit, an owl spied her. On silent wings, the powerful bird swooped down upon the bats. Dodging and shrieking, Mother Bat tried to escape, but the owl struck again and again, knocking Stellaluna into the air. Her baby wings were as limp and as useless as wet paper. Down, down she went, faster and faster into the forest below. The dark, leafy triangle of branches caught Stellaluna as she fell. One twig was small enough for Stellaluna's tiny feet. Wrapping her wings around her, she clutched the thin branch, trembling and cold and fear. "Mother," Stellaluna squeaked, "where are you?" By daybreak, the baby bat could hold on no longer. Down, down she dropped. At least the owl didn't get her, but now she's all alone. Do you think she's going to find her mom? Let's continue reading and find out. Flump! Stellaluna landed headfirst in a soft, downy nest, startling the three baby birds who live there. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. 3 baby birds. Stellaluna quickly clambered from the nest and hung out of sight below it. She listened to the babble of the 3 birds. "What's that?" cried Flap. "I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet," chirped Flitter. "Shh! Here comes Mama," hissed Pete. Let's see. Mama bird's coming. She gonna recognize that the bird is not, Stellaluna's not a bird. Let's see. How many times that day Mama bird flew away, always returning with food for her babies. Stellaluna was terribly hungry, but not for the crawly things Mama bird brought. Remember, her and her mommy, they're fruit bats, so they like to eat fruits like grapes and bananas and mangoes, all those types of stuff they like to eat. They don't like to eat bugs. Finally, though, the little bat could bear it no longer. She climbed into the nest, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. Plop! In dropping the big green grasshopper. So she was so hungry that she was so hungry, her stomach was hurting because she wasn't eating. So now she's like, "I've just got to eat something, and I'll go ahead and eat what the birds are eating." Stellaluna learned to be like the birds. She stayed awake all day and slept all night. She ate bugs, even though they tasted awful. Her bat ways were quickly disappearing except for one thing. Stellaluna still liked to sleep hanging by her feet. You can see here. Now you got those other birds starting to hang upside down. Once, when Mama was away, the curious baby birds decided to try it too. When Mama Bird came home, she saw 8 tiny feet gripping the edge of the nest. "Eek!" she cried. "Get back up here this instant. You're going to fall and break your necks." The birds clambered back into the nest, but Mama Bird stopped Stellaluna. "You are teaching my children to do bad things. I will not let you back into this nest unless you promise to obey all the rules of this house." Stellaluna promised. She ate bugs without making faces. She slept in the nest all night, and she didn't hang by her feet. Stellaluna behaved as good as a good bird should. All the babies grew up quickly. Soon the nest became crowded. Mama Bird told them it was time to learn to fly. One by one, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna jumped from the nest. Their wings worked. "I'm just like them," thought Stellaluna. "I can fly too." Pip, Flitter, and Flap landed gracefully on the branch. Stellaluna tried to do the same. I don't think she could be able to land on there on top of it. How embarrassing. She overshot the branch, flipped over, tried to catch it, and now she's back on the branch. "I will fly all day," Stellaluna told herself. "Then no one will see how clumsy I am." The next day, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna went flying far from home. They flew a few hours, exercising their new wings. "The sun is setting," warned Flitter. "We had better get home or we will get lost in the dark," said Flap. But Stellaluna had flown far ahead and was nowhere to be seen. The 3 anxious birds went home without her. All alone, Stellaluna flew and flew until her wings ached and she dropped into the tree. "I promised not to hang by my feet," Stellaluna sighed. So she hung by her thumbs and soon fell asleep. She didn't hear the soft sounds of wings coming near. So remember, the Mama Bird told her you can't hang upside down and go to sleep. You have to be right side up. So Stellaluna, being the bat, normally hangs upside down sleeping. She promised that she was going to be upright and not be upside down. So now she's hanging on with her thumbs and going to sleep. But then here comes some animals. Let's find out what they are. "Hey," a loud voice said. "Why are you hanging upside down?" Stellaluna's eyes opened wide. She saw a most particular face. "I'm not upside down. You are," Stellaluna said. "Ah, but you're a bat. Bats hang by their feet. You are hanging by your thumbs, so that makes you upside down," the creature said. "I'm a bat. I am hanging by my feet. That makes me right side up." Stellaluna was confused. "Mama Bird told me I was upside down," she said. "I was wrong." "Wrong for a bird, maybe, but not for a bat." More bats gathered around to see the strange young bat who behaved like a bird. Stellaluna told them the story. "You ate bugs?" shuddered one. "You slept all night?" gasped another. "How very strange," they all murmured. Wait, let me look at this child." A bat pushed through the crowd. "An owl attacked you?" she asked, sniffing Stellaluna's fur. she whispered. You are Stellaluna. You are my baby. You escaped the owl? Cried Stellaluna. You survived? Yes, said Mother Bat, as she wrapped her wings around Stellaluna. Come with me and I'll show you where to find the most delicious fruit. You'll never have to eat another bug as long as you live. So they did find each other again. That's so great. I'm so happy that Stellaluna found her mom. But it was nighttime. Stellaluna squeaked, I can't fly in the dark or we'll crash into trees. We're bats, said Mother Bat. We can't see in the dark. Come with us. Stellaluna was afraid, but she let go of the tree and dropped into the deep blue sky. Stellaluna could see. She felt as though rays of light shone from her eyes. She was able to see everything in her path. So that's why you see bats. They fly at nighttime. If you look up in the sky, you'll see them flying, and they are able to see at night. That's just how their eyes are. Soon the bats found a mango tree. Remember I said they like to eat some mangoes? So now they're eating the mango. And Stellaluna ate as much of the fruit as she could hold. I'll never eat another bug as long as I live, cheered Stellaluna, as she stuffed herself full. I must tell Pip, Flitter, and Flap. The next day, Stellaluna went to visit the birds. Come with me and meet my bat family, said Stellaluna. Okay, let's go, agreed Pip. They hang by their feet and they fly at night and they eat the best foods in the world, Stellaluna explained to the birds on the way. As the birds flew among the bats, Flap said, I feel upside down here. So the birds hung by their feet. Wait until dark, Stellaluna said excitedly. We will fly at night. The night came, Stellaluna flew away. Pip, Flitter, and Flap leaped from the tree to follow her. I can't see a thing, yelled Pip. Neither can I, howled Flitter. Aye, shrieked Flap. We're going to crash, gasped Stellaluna. I must rescue them. Stellaluna swooped about, grabbing her friends in the air. She lifted them to a tree, and the birds grasped the branch. Stellaluna hung from the limb above them. So now she's rescuing them. We're safe, said Stellaluna. Then she sighed. I wish you could see in the dark, too. We wish you could land on your feet, Flitter replied. Pip and Flap nodded. They perched in silence for a long time. How can we be so different and feel so much alike? Mused Flitter. And how can we feel so different and be so much alike? Wondered Pip. I think this is quite a mystery, Flap chirped. I agree, said Stellaluna, but we're friends and that's a fact. The end. So the three birds, and Stellaluna ended up still being friends. Now, we're going to read some informational facts about bats. Of the nearly 5,000 species, wow, there's 5,500 species of mammals on Earth. Almost 1/4, more than 1,370 species are bats. So there are all different kinds of bats, and there are about 1/4 of that 5,500 species of mammals. The scientific name for bats is Chiropter, hand wing, because the skeleton that supports the wing is composed of the animal's hand and elongated finger bones. Most bats are echolocation in order to navigate in flight, avoid obstacles, and detect the track prey. Echolocation is a form of biological sonar using sound to sense the world around us. There are over 1,000 species of echolocation bats, and they live in every climate around the world except the polar zones. So, in the desert, in the forest, even or sometimes around you, in caves and things like that, even around you in the trees, you will see bats. The only place they don't like to live is where it's really, really, really cold in the polar areas like Antarctica, places like that. That's really cold. Many insects, while others feed on fish, amphibians, reptiles, and other animals. Still other echolocation bats feed on fruit or nectar and pollen for flowers. Some of the most famous are vampire bats, of which there are only 3 species. Vampire bats can be found from Mexico to Argentina. They prey primarily on domestic cattle and native mammals and birds, from which they obtain blood meals through tiny bites. Contrary to the myth, no bats are blind. So, you might hear that saying, "You're you as blind as a bat." Bats aren't blind. At nighttime, they have really, really good vision. And so, they have different bats. They eat different things. So, Stellaluna is a fruit bat. All she eats is fruits. Then there are some that eat fish. They eat amphibians like frogs and newts. You have some that'll eat reptiles like lizards and snakes and turtles. And then there are some other ones that like to eat the nectar, like bees eat the pollen. They like to gather the pollen from the flowers. Some bats like to eat that. And then some bats are, they call them, they eat other mammals. And some bats are like mosquitoes that like, if you live in a region where there's mosquitoes like to attach themselves to a mammal. Could be a deer, a dog, could be it's a person, and they like to prick a little hole in your skin and then take out their food from you. So, however, not all bats are echolocation. Remember, echolocation means that they have, in order for them to navigate, they have this sound that they can hear. That's why their ears are the way that they are, and it can help attract or detect whether they're going to run into a tree, that they need to move sideways. They can, if they can't see their prey, they might actually hear their prey, so they have really good hearing. There are about 200 species of old world fruit bats, which is Stellaluna. Remember, Stellaluna is a fruit bat. The smallest have a wingspan of 11 inches. The largest have a wingspan of nearly 6 feet. Old world fruit bats generally have long muzzles, large eyes, pointy ears, and furry bodies, which is why they are often called flying foxes. So those old world fruit bats sometimes look like foxes that have wings, but they're just tiny. So that's why they might call them, that's why they said that they might call them flying foxes. They live in tropical and subtropical climates that provide year-round supplies of their favorite fruit, flowers, and nectar. Some fruit bats, as they forage for nectar, pollinate many types of night-blooming trees and plants. Others eat whole fruits, seeds, and distribute the seeds over the forest floor and their droppings. In these ways, bats are very important to the regeneration of tropical forests. So just like bees, they collect the pollen and they collect the seeds, and once they're done eating, say they're eating the fruit, once they're done eating the seeds, they drop the seeds because they don't eat the seeds, so they drop them into the forest in different places, which helps the trees, the fruits, and flowering plants to grow again new trees in different places. So they also help the ecosystem. And that just shows you, you can go online and do some activities. And then also, Janelle has also written some more books. This is an AR book, and I didn't get a chance to figure out what the AR level was, but it is an AR book, so please look that up. And once you find it, and if it's within your reading level, you can take a test on it, but make sure you read this 3 times and you have somebody ask you questions and you get all those questions right. All right, in the links below, please check out the Facebook channel page. It's the same name. There you can comment, ask me questions, anything you'd like. If you'd like for me to read a book, you can message me through there. I will try to read that book if I have not already. And if you want, I'll also give a shout out to whomever you'd like me to give a shout out to. I'd also like for you to please share this video or should say videos in this channel with other people you know that will have kids with them at some point in time during the day. I would greatly appreciate that. And I would love for you to follow this channel. That only takes less than a minute for you to click follow on the main page. So, you all have a good evening and see you next time. Bye.